Today I'm going to show you why I, as an Oxford PhD student, never plan my days. Our toxic productivity culture tells us that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. But routines don't work for everyone. I'm the kind of person who needs flexibility and being able to do what I want when I want. This doesn't mean I have to compromise on productivity and success. If you're constantly feeling guilty for not sticking to a routine, this video may just be the validation you need to ditch cultural norms, embrace your natural working style, and redefine productivity. So here's a week in my life of unplanned productivity at the University of Oxford. Good morning! It's Monday today. I have absolutely nothing planned for the rest of the week. It's Bank Holiday Monday. I don't know where I'm studying tomorrow, where I'm studying the next day, what I'm doing in the evenings, who I'm meeting, who I'm working with, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. My brain cannot handle routines. I hate being scheduled in a box. It's suffocating. So yeah, it's 3 p.m. I'm gonna have breakfast. That's so good. Oh, the kick of chili. Damn. Oh, it's so good. Coriander, onion, tomato. Dream team, guys. Okay, so what I'm working on today is these immunohistochemistry stains. So basically we've got like tissue samples from cancer and also from normal tissue, and we have stained it for certain proteins that we're looking at. I might also write a bit of the intro for my chapter 2. Okay, so pause here, guys. This was just a rough plan of the day, and usually I will plan out what I need to do in a week, roughly. But specific tasks for specific days, that is something that I never do. And what a difference it makes to actually let yourself choose what you want to do on a given day. Sometimes a task will take more energy, more focus, or a different kind of attention, and your brain doesn't have that in that particular hour. So just go with the flow, do what your brain wants to do, don't make yourself miserable. Let's get started with the day. So it's about 6 o'clock. We've been working for a few hours now. What I've been mostly focusing on is writing the intro. Something really cool happened, which was that I had written a lot of the intro, split it in half, and I moved that section to the discussion. So the discussion sort of wrote itself. There are no hard and fast rules as to whether something belongs in a discussion or an intro. A lot of times we know we're looking at something in experiments, but you could introduce it beforehand, or you can talk about it later in the discussion as this is what we found, and also link it to other studies. I had some tips on writing really quickly and efficiently. So when I'm reading, I basically copy and paste actual passages from the paper on OneNote on the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side, that's where I will paraphrase and rewrite in my own words. And I'll make sure I put down the link and the title of each paper while I'm taking the note, so I know exactly what paper that sentence is from. So then when I'm rewriting it, I will have a bunch of sentences in my own words, and then I will have the title of the paper right after the sentence so that I know again what that information is from, and when I go to Microsoft Word, I can quickly cite that exact paper as I'm writing my intro or discussion. So it makes it really, really quick, seamless, and easy. So I had like 5 other tips on efficient thesis writing that I wanted to share with you, but it was going to end up making this video super long, so I've made a separate video for that. please do check it out. It's linked in the top right corner. So I've just popped out for a break now, and make sure you take lots of breaks when you're working. They're super important. I find that the best kind of breaks are actually the ones outdoors, just looking at nature, giving your eyes a break from the screen, being a bit mindful, listening to different nature sounds, watching green stuff just really helps. Back to work. We are going to get some dinner. We don't know where we're going. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know what we're eating. Because you don't need to plan your whole freaking day, okay? So we ended up coming to Gino's because that's how little we know about our life and our day flavor. Did you imagine when you woke up that you'd be sitting here and eating pizza? No, right? I didn't know that. Did you know that? I didn't know that. What are you doing? Oh my gosh, guys, that was the best pizza I've ever had, honestly. It's the Mediterranean pizza at Gino's. So beautiful, you have to try it. So we were too cold and we ended up coming home to my place so we can get a coat, and then we're gonna work here for 2 hours, and then we're gonna go to Chaiwala to have some tea and gulab jamun and work some more. So see guys, you don't need a schedule. Who says that a work day has to be 9 to 5 and that you have to go to the department and that's the only place you can work? No, there's so many other places that you can work, so use those. So then we came back to Lineker because I just couldn't work at home. My brain just wouldn't allow me to. It was too much in relaxation mode. And so we thought, okay, let's just go back to Lineker. And after working for a good 3 hours, we decided to play football at midnight. Ready? It's 12 a.m. and we are now playing. So it's 12:20 a.m. and now we're hungry. Taylor still wants to study. I wanted to go home, but she's hungry, I'm hungry, so what I'm gonna do is actually go to Gloucester Green now and get some chicken and chips. That's what I love about Oxford, is that at any time of the freaking day you are actually gonna find food. It's so ridiculously quiet. There's no one outside. The roads are empty. My mom's gonna kill me if she sees this video. It's fine, it's all uni buildings, it's all like CCTV, so it should be okay, inshallah. Chicken and chips! Oh, you! Not on me! Oh, look, it just goes up. Thank you for the demonstration at 1 o'clock in the morning. Look at what you've done.
I didn't do anything. You asked for the devil.
I didn't ask it on me. It's all over. Let me show you the biggest fraud in the world. Okay, I asked them for 4 chicken strips and chips. He took 1 chicken strip and cut it in 4 pieces. He's like, yeah, we 1 chicken strip. Then I said, but I asked for 4. But he's like, yeah, but it's in 4 pieces. Can you imagine?
So good. Life is good.
back home. I'm tired. So just some final remarks before I sleep. Now you know, you don't need a plan, you don't need a schedule. You can be spontaneous, flexible, have fun, and still have a productive day. All right, good night, guys. Tuesday morning, I had the same breakfast with the same tea, reading the same book. After my breakfast, I didn't have a time that I wanted to reach the library, and I think that makes such a big difference. When you have flexibility, the world just seems more open. You feel like you're not boxed, you feel more creative, you feel more spontaneous, you just feel happier. When I put time limits on myself, it's just not the same, and I feel like I'm not living. I'm just going through the motions and doing what my calendar is telling me to do, and so I don't like that. You end up feeling guilty, and all of those negative emotions can actually be removed if you don't expect that routine from yourself. And so this is how I, as a PhD student in my final year, it's an intense PhD, cancer research at Oxford University, but still, I can still do without a plan. So it doesn't matter if you are in a very intense job or something like that, this can still work for you. Never noticed like these little paintings?
Oh,
That guy that's butt naked. In that circle there. Hey, that one.
Oh my goodness. I just saw that.
But I love the railings. Look at the
That. I was
railings.
like,
They are the best bit, are they not? Oh, they are so nice. All the levels. All the detail, even these roundy things. Look.
roundy things. Oh, that
This. Yeah. It's like lace. That is my favorite part. Oh, the corners and everything is so appealing. Everything's so nice. Fancy schmancy. This is so exciting. Oh my gosh. I hope it doesn't like set off some alarms or whatever. Oh, is it shut? Oh man. This is so freaking. This is dizzying. Wow. Another nice round cigars. Look at that. Oh. Is there hot chocolate? Yay! Okay. I would love free hot chocolate. Do you know how to play the piano? It comes in the video, so it ends up being talking to them. And the gong. Never mind. I don't think there's anyone here in the whole car. Okay, I'm home. What I did today was quite a productive session. It was kind of a nightmare situation with every scientist's worst nightmare actually happened to me yesterday, which was that I found a paper that was published in Nature Communications, which A, is a pretty good journal, and B, it was exactly, or so I thought, I thought it was going to be exactly what I was trying to do for my chapter 2. I found that out like towards the end of my workday yesterday, so I was too tired to look at it in detail. It looked like they had done a better job than us because they were looking at what we're looking at. We were looking in 10 cancer types, so we thought that was good, and they were looking at 60 cell lines. So it was like, well, first of all, they're looking at what we're looking at, and they're looking at us in more detail. So that was kind of a panic. So I knew that today I needed to target that. But anyway, so today I read that, and turns out they only used cancer cell lines and they didn't use normal, so they can't compare it to anything. So they're still not answering the question that we're trying to answer. We are doing the real deal, the proper thing. So that's kind of a relief. I'm glad. Part 2. Ha! So funny. Boil some more pasta to put in the leftover pasta sauce. It's 10 o'clock and Taiba's nowhere to be found, so I just made myself a cup of tea. What's wrong with my scarf? It's folded in like the wrong place. Scarves have a mind of their own. This cup is actually quite special. A, because it's so pretty, and B, because I got this during the first Secret Santa of our lab, and I have a feeling it's from Carol. Now, Carol used to work in our lab, and she retired last year, I think right before COVID, and unfortunately she quickly developed symptoms of pancreatic cancer, and 4 months after retirement she actually passed away. It is tragic for anyone to die of cancer, but I think for her, because she'd been working on cancer for so long, for her whole life, in a cancer lab, and to then pass away from cancer, I think it's just extra tragic and ironic. Pancreatic cancer is actually one of the most deadly ones because the problem is late diagnosis. By the time you diagnose pancreatic cancer, it's already spread too far and it's already reached stage 4. And so one of the things that we are trying to work on, actually my project actually deals with, is the early diagnosis of pancreatic cancer, and that's what I'll be working on for the next 6 months of my PhD. So we'll try and find what's called biomarkers, because they're biological markers for disease. And suppose we developed a blood test for pancreatic cancer, in its early stages, then we'd be able to detect pancreatic cancer much earlier, and it would hopefully lead to better chances of cure, because essentially as cancer grows, it changes a lot, and it like every cell of the cancer can actually evolve on a separate path, a separate line. And so at the end, what you could have is like a huge tumor with different subtypes, of cells. And so if you use one therapy to target the whole cancer, which is now very heterogeneous, you could target these cells, but then these cells might not be killed. And if you get these, then these might not be killed. So, that's why the longer you take to diagnose a cancer, the worse the chances of survival. So this one's to Carol. I usually think of her when I, drink in this mug. And yeah, it wasn't easy for our lab, that loss. I'm feeling like I don't really want to work anymore. It's like 10. I could do an hour, I could quantify some images, but honestly, I'm so tired. I worked really hard yesterday, and so today I want to be easy on myself. That's also something I allow myself to do, which is to be easy on myself. If I'm feeling tired and if I worked hard a previous day, I don't expect like 100% every single day. If some days I want to stop early because I'm tired or I don't feel like it, or people can just, feel emotional at times, then just stop and it's fine, and there's no need to feel guilty. In our mindset, in our system, our flexible, undisciplined, productive system, we don't care. Any time is a good time to work, and any time is a good time to take a break. And there is no need for guilt, because what you couldn't do today, you can always do tomorrow, because there will always be a lot of things to do, and you can't always do everything that you plan to today. So, you can put things off. It's okay. Why are so few people actually saying this? I don't know. But yeah, take a break. I'll read. I'll probably edit. I'll have fun. You guys do too. Chill out. Chill out. Peace out. to work. I couldn't find a study buddy today. Okay, final remarks for today. It's like 2 a.m. I wanted to reiterate that, this morning I had the therapy session and then I didn't actually start working until 7:30 p.m., which, by that time a lot of people will be feeling so guilty and horrible about their day, and they'll be feeling so unproductive that they'll waste the rest of the day. But actually, what I did up to that point was so, so important, and that was self care, because I knew that I needed to be in the right mindset to work. And I knew that if I took care of myself, then the day will take care of itself. So I hope that that sort of like inspires you next time you think that you've ruined a day. You haven't. I don't know why a lot of productivity videos actually tend to downplay emotions when it's such a big part of how well you work and how productive you can be in a specific day. See? Sign of emotions. If I can't deal with my emotions, then I know that I'll be unproductive. So what I did up to 7:30 was take care of my emotions and make sure I dealt with everything that needed to be dealt with. And then I worked in J&Ds from 7:30 to 11, and it was just perfect. I got everything I wanted to done, even more. I ended up making four or so, 3 or 4 figures for my chapter 2, which is incredible. I even did some analysis for the image on the day. So not only did I make the figure, I also did the analysis as well. I have 3 weeks to play with all the immunohistochemistry data before my confirmation viva, and the thesis is also writing itself. So I'm very, very pleased with how it's going, the progress is going right now. You guys have been seeing what it's like, right? So I'm not stressing myself out. I'm still, I'm not boxing myself into a routine or a plan or anything. And I think by now you guys get the idea that no plan does not mean that you've planned to fail. I don't know who the hell came up with that quote, because I am living proof against it. This is real people productivity, not those 1% of type A people who absolutely have no spontaneity and creativity and flexibility, or friends, or things that can get in the way of their day, and they live with constant guilt and pressure and frustration. Yeah, that's not us. That is not us on this channel.